I never took the risk to leave the country and took the risk to walk 10 countries by foot, I would never be here today, sitting in this villa, talking to you guys, being top 2 in the world. It's always taking that first risk. If I say, my goal is to win the Olympia, I'm never going to win it. What's the point, right? And you need to be realistic with yourself. And if you can see you can win, you can see right now I can win. You need to be realistic, right? If I'm 100% and I'm all in and I peak 100%, someone beat me and I get 4th or 5th or 6th, and that's my absolute best. There's no point in keep trying and again because you're never going to come back. Like, I come from nothing, and my goal was always to have a passport so I could travel with this thing I dreamed of my whole life. But just I could sit in a plane and then, one day fly business class, first class, every day to doing anything. You need to go and find the success for yourself. It will never come to you.
We're so stoked to have you here, brother. I know we have been on a couple interviews together with Tarek and whatnot, but the boys are stoked to have you here. Philip, the Aussie voice of men's physique, in the building, and then Masters Men's Physique Pro, Liam Bolton. They're helping me out, brother. We want to take this to another level, and we want to be interviewing. We want to do more coverage. We want to shine more light, and we want to get this division just to another level. And I'm so grateful for them to be here. But these are my guys here.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, guys. Thank you for doing this for the men's physique division. And we have missed you, man. Like, you were gone for like a year. When I was doing great, I was like, man, now I'm finally winning shows and I'm doing great, and Art is not even here, And yeah, honestly, we missed you, man. Like, we missed you because men's physique was really like kind of quiet. I know like Alex did a lot for the men's physique division, but you had that thing because you were not active competitor, and you didn't like, because when Alex came with, 2 other Olympians, and he is a kind of Olympian, 3 Olympians talking about another Olympian, it's that alpha, the man thing that is difficult to complement some other dude when you're active competitor yourself, right? But you had nothing to do with competitions yourself. It's different to when you say good things about another athlete, or, it sounds kind of different. But Alex did a great job, man. Like, Alex is a very, he never put himself. And I one day just sent him a message because he always talks so down about himself. And I was like, man, you need to like have more confidence in yourself. Like, I know you're also like hosting this whole podcast, but you also need to talk good about yourself, right? Because you don't forget yourself. Because if you have such a responsibility of a podcast, you always talk about other athletes, you kind of forget yourself, So yeah. Thanks to Alex and you guys to help that reminds me, division, guys.
Of course. First, thank you for that from all of us. That's incredible, and you are one of the people whom are able to see opportunity in the moment, which that's a gift unto itself. There are very few people who have the uncanny ability to see opportunity while literally in the moment. Right? You look at people like Conor McGregor. He saw opportunity in the moment and changed the whole paradigm of MMA. You look at Muhammad Ali, right? Rocking him. Another great Ali who changed the paradigm, right? While in the moment, able to be spontaneous and quick-witted, and then also take his belief in humanity to another level and even sacrifice for it. You see another great Ali Baba, right? Changed the dynamic of merchandising. And now we have Ali Bilal, who's literally changing the dynamic of men's physique, bringing in more popularity, a larger audience, the swag that's needed. Question for you, my friend. Where do you envision, what's your big dream for the division? Where do you want to really actually take it? If someone could give you a crystal ball and say, rub this 3 times, Ali, change it or take it in this direction, what would you do?
So when you said first that, what I, tried to do for the division is, I'm I think the only uneducated guy in the whole division, So I take risk, and I've done this my whole life with everything, with business and I had the most successful businesses ever, very successful. Everything I did was a kind of success, but also failure, right? So everything that I said in the previous prep one, I went out there in interviews and said, I'm going to win, I'm going to do this, doing that. Nothing was like planned out. I just said shit, and then it turned out something positive. But it's because, I don't plan stuff, I don't plan an interview and I don't sit and think about what I'm going to say. It's in the moment. I feel something, I say it. I feel how it is, right? I don't like when I said the Arnold video, I didn't sit there and plan it 5 times, 10 times. I just sat in my car. I was like, shit, this is how I feel. I say it and that's how it is. And it's sometimes a good thing because when you're not super smart, you just do things, right? You just take a risk and sometimes it's a success and sometimes it's a failure. When it's a failure, you learn from it, from the mistakes. You don't make the same mistake again. But when you're super smart, you think everything and you think about before what you're gonna say, and that sometimes can keep you hold you from a lot of successful things and a lot of good things, right? So to me, like everything I do and I say, I just don't think about it. And in the last prep, it was a lot of critique, but also a lot of good things, right? And every time I would say something on social media or a YouTube video, whatever, I just said it. 2 minutes later, I forget what I said. And people would go crazy, and I was like, bro, chill, it's not that deep. I didn't even think about it that hard and it was not planned. And I just said stuff. And for me, like for the men's physique division, I wish like the guys could be like more as a team and bring up the division, right? Like everyone should be like, because the thing is, it's only a man's sport, right? Like all division is all guys. There's no women's involved. It's all man. Everyone think, especially when they're in prep, everyone take hormones. Everyone is high. Everyone think they're the man, right? Even the guy who placed last, when he look at himself in the mirror 3 days out, you guys know the feeling. When he look at himself, he looks shredded. He don't see anyone else. He thinks he is the best. He's going to destroy everyone. And that kind of like, we have a lot of like, everyone is for themselves. We should have like team kind of thing, and we could do something for the division, like come together. Like the last 2 years, okay, men's physique division came as the second division at the Olympia stage. Both time there was a break of 45 minutes after the classic physique, which we didn't knew about, which really destroys the look on stage. Last year in 2024, like classic physique took forever, we guys standing there pumping up, and especially if you're someone like me, like a first guy my name starts with A and B. So I have to go on stage first. So I have to be ready when there's like a third call out at the Olympia. So I'm already pumped up and blazed and everything. And then you stay there backstage waiting in the line to go on stage. And the division takes forever. It's already like 30 minutes late and you keep pumping up. And then you think, okay, finally, this is the last call out, and you start pumping up very hard. And then you give everything that you can actually. And then you see the judges leaving the table and everyone is like, oh, we have to take a break. Then there's a 45-minute break and you don't know when the break will end because no one is telling you how long the break is going to be. And the pump is gone, And there's very like limited glycogen in your body that you can actually use for that pump. And when you start pumping up again and that break is forever. I know that I talked to the team, backstage. I was like, when is the break going to end? Because this year, the same thing happened. So before I want to pump up, I asked the guy, I was like, is there going to be a break or not? He's like, no, there's no break. I made sure of it. I was like, okay, I give everything. And there was a break again. And I saw like everyone's running around. There was no time. And I wish all the guys could stand up for this. Everyone said like, hey, this is not okay. I know everyone was fucking annoyed by it backstage. But no one had the balls to say anything. I went to the guy and I said, bro, like, come on, this is not okay, And if we had like the united, like we were all together and we could do something about it, that would be great. Like just simple thing. I know it's a huge competition and they had nothing to do with it because they had to stop and take the break. It's not that they were tired after the first, division. They had to take a break from the venue. So the people came in, they said, you have to take a break after this amount of time. But I wish we had like a clock kind of thing backstage, which say like in 15 minutes, 14 minutes, 30 minutes, you can go on stage. But we could actually decide our time, how much time we have to go on stage, and everyone would know. But now they just like backstage, everyone is calling you, like, you need to be in the line. And then you're in the line and it takes forever, right? For a big show. No one can actually, because we worked so hard. We worked like 6 months for this thing, for that minute to go on stage. And when that minute is like, your mood is completely destroyed because it's not how you want to look on stage. And then you look on flat on stage and so everything is ruined. That's what happened to me this year. You know, I was really, really flat. And when I went after the first time I went on stage, I was flat. I went and I took like a whole bottle of honey and rice to try to fill up for the next time pumping. It's sometimes a huge risk, you know, you can really. So that's what I would do. I would say to all the men's guys to be one, you know, and try to grow the division on, you know.
It's
And,
crazy.
you know, yeah.
Oh, continue, Ali. That's fine.
Go on.
I was going to say it's crazy to hear stories like this because we've heard it from a few people, and you know, the Olympia to us bodybuilders is equivalent to, you know, the Super Bowl to the NFL, you know, fans, and to see how organized it is. You know, everything's by the minute. You know that the halftime shows at this time, and you got X amount of minutes before, you know, the guys come out for a warm up. You would think the Olympia as an organization would have better protocols in place, a better schedule, better timeline in place to help you guys out, because I agree. You guys have been prepping, you know, day in, day out for years on end, but more importantly, 6 months out before a show for that 1 minute. And I believe, I feel like it's the smallest gesture that they could do to repay the favor. I mean, you guys are putting on a show. You guys are the ones that are putting, you know, bums on seats and people are buying the pay-per-view for you guys. It's almost like the smallest thing that the Olympia could do to kind of help you guys out in the way and just kind of give you more preparation leading up to it. So yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe someone from the Olympia might actually listen to this and say, maybe, you know, Ali's got a point here. Maybe
it's not. The final is great. You know, the perfect timing for the final. Everything is amazing because it's very few guys. And I think this year is going to change because they're going to have less competitors. It's going to be much more smoother because when you have 70 plus athletes and you have everyone have to do and I am the first one to go on stage and then I come back, then I have to wait like 60 minutes, you know, before I can go on stage again. And that 60 minutes, you just stand and you're like, oh shit, you know, when is my turn? But I hope they could do something like, you know, now it's going to be better with less competitors, but just so we know exact what time we're going to go on stage. And it's a huge show. I understand that, you know. But if we can, like, they can organize it to time, like there's a ticking, you know, clock. Can be 10 minutes up and down. That's not a problem. But, you know, that we kind of know what time we need to be backstage. We need to be, you know, in the line. And if you're late, you know. So that would be the best solution, to have like a clock that tells you the time, like a stopwatch, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Ali, you know what you would be great at? You'd be great for the like a men's physique rep position if you represented the athletes. Doesn't the NBA and other sports have this as well, like designated players that are able to stand up to the league? Aleem, what do you think about that? I feel like Ali would be great for that.
I think he'd be phenomenal because he's not gun shy about saying what the truth is and how he feels, and you need someone like that to represent a division. Ali, speaking of that, understanding your background, like I'm not going to ask you the questions that you've already answered in a lot of other shows and all, yet still a lot of it is unknown. But obviously, I heard your background on the Cutler cast, and it really impacted me, brother. It really resonated with me and the boys here, because what a journey you've had to build up resiliency, thick skin, think on your feet and all. With that being said, how is that translated into business today? And I know you support shorts. How have you been able to translate that trauma, if you will, and redirect trauma into something that's positive now, not only building business as well?
So it kind of helped me in a way, you know, like a lot. It helped me a lot because
sorry.
Yeah. I think your signal's a bit. So it kind of helped me a lot because, you know, you come from nothing, from minus 100, and you think like any day is risk I take, I can't go to that level again. You know, anything I do, I will still be in plus. So yeah, it helped me a lot. It gave me, you know, this. Right?
He's probably there. He's in a garage right now.
Did you hear what I say?
Hey,
Sorry about
that,
bro. You gotta have a better Wi-Fi, bro.
Atlanta connections, no
and get
good.
this, it's 1 o'clock in the morning here, and it's still acting up. It's not even like 1,000 people are on here. It's normally great, but I don't know what the hell just happened. Sorry about that, guys.
No,
Apologies.
so it helped me a lot in in just having to take risks, because that's how my whole life has been. Like I always took risk, and I was like, what can happen? The worst case scenario. And that helps you a lot in businesses, because business is all about risk. You never know if it's going to be a success or not. But you try it, and if you don't try it, you will never know. With everything. And for all the men's physique guys or any athletes out there, if you're doing anything, you need to go and find the success for yourself. It will never come to you. It will never come to you. And one success leads to another one. That one, it always doubles down. So for me, like I was in Afghanistan, 13 years old. If I never took the risk to leave the country and took the risk to walk 10 countries by foot, I would never be here today, sitting in this villa, talking to you guys, being top 2 in the world. So it's always taking that first risk. And if you take one risk and you have success, and if you don't have success, try another one, right? And I'm sure if you fail the first time, you will have learned a lot, and you will think, oh shit, it's not that hard. And then you try the second time, and it might lead to a success. And then when you have one success, you have second one, because you know that like money is the key to everything. You need to take risk, business wise, everything to have money. When you have money, with money you make money. So for everyone, if you're sitting home and you're going to the gym every day, cardio, diet, everything perfectly. I see so many great athletes, man. They have opportunity to sign $1 million contracts, but they're just waiting for that contract to come to them. The company will never go to them because, they don't even know that these athletes exist. But you need to go and say, like, present yourself to them, make a CV, say, like, this is what I can offer, this how much views I get, this is what I can do in the future. I can win the Olympia. You need to sell them a dream. And that way, like, even you guys doing a great thing. Hart is doing a great thing. He can go to any company and say, look, this many views I get every month. And this is what I can do for your company. All the athletes are watching me. So, it's you sell yourself what you can bring to the table. And when you're good at that, you find success. And if you fail, right? You try another time. On my way to Europe, I worked 10 countries so many times. I thought I cannot do it, and that's it. I was like, shit, I worked already this far, and I kept going and going, and I end up like pretty good, I think. So
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I think that comes down to, that champion mindset that you have, man. And it shows in every aspect, that we see from the outside world with, your sponsorship with, it's Evelyn, right? I'm saying that right?
Yeah.
With that, with is a little plug, Evelyn, with, your board short company. I mean, you can tell that you're a risk taker, and you're the type of person that, will never back down from a fight. We all know the story. We all know where you've come from. And the way that I've looked at it is like, what have you got to lose? You've come so far in life. You've got nothing to lose.
There's nothing. Look, you came to Bali, Changu. I'm sure you have met people here that you think, oh shit, this is how life is. There's more to life than sitting home. And when you go places, you meet other people, and that brings opportunities. You sit in a sauna here in Bali, you meet people. Like yesterday, I met a dude that was in crypto, and he helped me so much. I learned so much from him how to like really invest my money. So it's every day's opportunity. When you're outside, when you're at home, you don't see any opportunity because nothing will come to you. When you're outside, you talk to a guy, like anybody outside. You go to a cafe, you talk to people, and that leads to opportunities. Being open to talk to new people and not be shy.
Yeah, I agree. Bali's, I don't know, like I've obviously come from Australia, and in Australia, there's a lot of something called tall poppy syndrome, where no one wants to see anyone do better than them. Whereas you come to a place like this and everyone's so welcoming, so understanding, so caring, wanting to learn. I feel like this is probably the one place that I've been to in the world where you're able to network with so many different peoples from so many different, so many different parts of life, and everyone's willing to lend a helping hand, and give you some advice and give you some tips, and give everything that they know to you in order to see you succeed. So actually, I want to ask you, what brought you to Bali? You've traveled all around the world. Why Bali?
So I was just sitting home and I was like randomly, let's go to Bali. I booked a flight. I was just thinking to go to Australia actually, you know. So I think about something and I just do it. And I was like, okay, I'll find out. And then when I came here, 3 days later, some guy texted me. He's like, you know, and I saw he's texting me so many messages. Like, you're in Bali, there's a show. Can you come over to our show? And I went there. He paid me good money to be there just to watch the show. And when he saw how many fans I had here in Indonesia, I have a huge fan base because it's a Muslim country, you know. And when he saw how many people came to see me, we talked about it. And he was like, I have actually a supplement company. Do you have a sponsor? I'm like, no, but I'm not interested in sponsorship. I say I want to have partnership, you know? Because I got a lot of offers after the Olympian, I'm being second. I got a lot of offers. And yeah, we start talking and he was like, okay, I will come back after the show and we will talk. And we'll sit down and we signed a deal. Just coming here was not planned, and I became a part owner for one of the biggest company here. Just because I got out of my house and I came here.
Do you feel like Bali's? Do you feel like Bali's the forever home, or do you see yourself moving?
No. I love coming here and I love leaving here. You know, I love coming here and I love going.
And you love going out.
Get to appreciate it.
Yeah, I like Europe. You know, I love Europe. Europe is like home for me because I have so many friends there, and I also like to experience the cold. You know, I cannot be all the time in the sun and heat, and it's not nothing.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, based on like just my last week being here, in terms of like prepping for a show, like it's so everything's at your doorstep. Like, you know, you're getting your meal prep delivered to your house. Even just the cost of the food to get it delivered here, it's unbelievable. So I feel like it's almost like a bodybuilder's dream to live in Bali.
Yeah.
I mean, beautiful weather, beautiful gyms,
It's
good
beautiful,
food.
man.
It's amazing.
I love it. I love it here, especially in the season. You should come and see when here. It's beautiful. Like summer here is so beautiful. It's every day full sun, and you know it's very nice. Like very good energy to us from people. Everyone here was here like it's actually on vacation. You know. Everyone is in like positive mode and like, you know, no one is actually working. So everyone's like, it's a very vacation vibes. And that's why I like to get out of it, you know, get out to the real world and you'll see people with real problems. It's good sometimes, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Ali, I'm sorry.
Ali, I know I recall you saying that you were married before. Are you married currently or not at the moment?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah,
kids?
it's kind of, no, I do not have kids.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
I'm sure that'll be right around the corner for you at some point. God will bless.
Yeah, just like once I'm settled down, it's difficult. Making kids is very easy and fun part. It's an easier thing, but once they're there, you know, then, you know, actually spending time with your kids, not only bringing them like, you know, giving birth and stuff, you know, but you also actually have to spend time with them, you know. And I want to compete as long as I'm like good, not that long, you know. But once I'm like really have the time and sit down with kids, I want to spend time with them. I'm young, I'm just 30, you know. So I have like 2-3 more years. And then when I'm dead, I will have a kid and I'll actually start a life and find a base and not travel around. Do not put a baby in a suitcase and travel all day everywhere.
Right. Well, speaking of your tenure or your runway in the division, you know, you're right there twice now. What would it take for you to decrown the man himself right now, Ryan Terry? What do you think that what do you think you need in order to beat him? Is it a pose? Is it a body part? What do you see?
No, actually, I don't think there's anything really missing. You know, being second was not bad. It was my fourth Olympia this year and 2 times second and first all out, you know? So it's not bad. And being second is even better for me because it brings more eyes and more hype. Because everyone is watching. Everyone wants to see the guy who's second, right? Because the guy who won already, they expect him already to win again. So the guy who's second, that brings more views. I had around 300 million views the last 30 days before the Olympia. 300 million, that's a lot of views,
Wow.
and it brings a lot of hype, a lot of views, and you can talk shit, right? You can say, I'm going to beat that person. I'm going to do this, that. When you win, you cannot say, I'm going to beat anyone. Like, what are you going to say? And it's too much stress, right? And when you have a little bit of space to improve, it's always good. When you're already there, there's nothing to really look up to. And to me, like being second give more of a hype and more of like followers and fans. And I think when we win it finally, it's going to be a great thing. And I think for now, Ryan is good. Ryan is a great champion and he's good for the division. And, my time will come, I think.
Nice.
It's not that far. I'm very close. It's like the difference between new and still. So it's not like, fifth place, fourth place, third place,
Yeah, you're right.
It's
You're
just
right
new
there.
and still, that's it's a very small difference.
Is it 2026?
Yeah, I think so. And I don't think, I hate saying this, and it's going to get into a controversy and I really don't care, but I don't think Ryan can improve a lot more. And I saw him at the finals. Honestly, let's just be honest, in the finals, he was not really like, pre-judging, he looked great, he beat me hands down and I was flat. But the finals, if he missed that pre-judging look and I looked the way I look in the pre-judging and it was not that long break, he could have went anywhere. So it's a very small, and I know what I have to do next year. And it was my first time with Chris Zico. We did, and one thing I know, 100% sure, Chris Zico is not going to miss my peak. That we know for sure. I'm going to be 100%, full and, dry and shredded as hell. It's not going to be a problem. So for me, I'm going to be 100%. And if I miss, that's it. So he has to be like 100% to keep winning. And he can do it. Maybe one more year, but I don't know. It's going to take. It's going to be 3 more years or 4 more years. At the end, he's going to be like 40 plus, and I'm going to be 32 or 33. So it's not going to take that long. I'm going to win eventually, one day.
I want to ask you, coming from George Farah a couple of years, he was your coach in 2024, right?
Yeah, 2024. Yes.
And then Aceto's in 2025. What do you find, or what do you feel like the main difference between those two coaches are? Obviously, two great coaches, and I've spoken to a lot of a few other athletes, and when they leave a coach, it's because they feel like they've reached their potential with their coach, and they want to see if they can find something a little bit more with another coach. What do you find the main difference between those two coaches are?
So George Farah is very like in this, and Root Club is the same, man. We don't take risks. So it's like Honey Rumble, everything is like. Everything have to be 100%. And it's a great thing. It's like minimum risk and you're going to be 100% on stage, right? But you can also miss that like 10%, like being better. Sometimes a coach that take risk and that, Chris is like this. I know Chris for a long time because my first coach, he's like a father to me, in Belgium. And him and Chris they know each other since they were 16 years old. They started the whole thing. They had the same mentor in New York, So they learned from the same guy. And I always worked the same way, like from the beginning, from day one when I started. But I know Chris for a very, very long time. So, with me, like I text Chris every day, check my weight. Every day we'll make a change if there's a need. And that's good because I get bored very fast. I need someone who can like every day give me something new. Yeah. And I never know what's the next move and I never know what's coming. When I know already what's going to change in 6 weeks out and 5 weeks out, 4 weeks out, then it's very boring to prep. I want to be surprised, like what's tomorrow? And he said, tomorrow, go eat whatever you want to eat. It's nice and something to look forward to.
It's awesome that he's got that sort of coaching style. I think it's very rare to find these days, especially, everyone's very strategic and more planned.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like coaches these days there's not many coaches that actually work on the fly. So be able to have someone like that in your corner would be so valuable.
It's very nice, right? And he's like, I asked him sometimes, what should I do? Like this Friday, I'm going out. I'm planning to do something with my friends. He's like, I don't know. It might be 0 carb day, or you can eat whatever you want to eat. So, and I like that because then I wait till Friday and I ask him, what should I do now? Then it's something to look forward to always, because it's not that you know what you're gonna do at this time and that time.
Speaking of Chris's,
Of course.
I think it was at Romania, where he announced that you're doing the Pittsburgh and the New York Pro. And I
Yeah,
think
exactly.
you came out later and said that you're going to do another show and then one Asian show. I remember you saying last year that you were also doing that New York Pro. It was the Pittsburgh Pro, but you were also thinking about doing Dubai. Is Dubai on the radar right now?
Yeah, Dubai I'm gonna do. So Dubai I'm gonna do. I might do one extra show too. So last year I wanted to do. I did the Arnold, and then I want to do Pittsburgh, New York, and I got a infection, so I had to go and operate that and do a surgery, and that's why I could not. I didn't want to post. I didn't want to say like me lying in the hospital, And it's not something, none of their business. I just said like for personal reason. But I wanted to compete. I love competing, man. I don't have anything else to do. I live for this. When I don't have anything to do, I get bored. It's not, dieting is not hard for me. I eat healthy anyways every day. And my diet is not that hard. Like when I diet like 5-6 weeks, I'm already in shape. So I can, now you might have followed my last trip. I eat pancakes like every second day and I eat a lot,
I
So
had
for
the
me,
pancakes the
dieting
other day.
is great, right?
I tried them out the other day. They're good. The magic pancakes are good. Just not as lean
Yeah,
as you yet.
They're my recipe. They're my recipe, actually.
Oh, you're kidding.
You need to try the cream of rice. It's also my
I
recipe.
had that too. I had that too. I've ticked off all the boxes.
I got to
I'm trying
get
to
in
get as
on
many.
that.
I'm
I
trying to
gotta
get all
get
the
in.
Ali Bilal secrets while I'm here.
So this year I'm planning to do whatever I can, because we men's physique, we're not open guys. We don't have to take crazy amount of diuretics. We're not really risking our life, and the amount of beer we take is minimum, is what normal open guys take in off season, I think, We don't take a lot. So why not just compete and, like represent the division? I think it also brings a lot of hype if you go there, and I think it motivates a lot of the young guys to come and compete with you and see where they stand, What if someone comes from the 5th call out, 6th call out and win over me? That's going to bring this kid's career like to the top, Everyone will be talking about him like, hey, he just beat Ali. So it's a good chance for the guys to come out and give it a try, see if they can win. And yeah, even if they're very close and also like even top 2, it's still good for a lot of guys. So, and I'm doing 4 shows. Anyone can come and try to beat me, and it will be good for them, right?
Absolutely.
I love it. I love it. Ali, you've got to, as a fellow watch lover myself, I've seen you with the Patek Philippe Nautilus with the orange strap. I see you with the Ricard Millis, all over the place. Are you sponsored by any of these or have relationships, or do you just collect
No.
timepieces? Or
No, I just have. I love watches, man. I love watches. I love sunglasses. I love shoes. I love stuff that and I anything I like, I try to have it. But the best because I never had anything, So to like, and if I like a watch, like very, really like something, I really try to have it as my goal and try to save for that and then buy it. It's a good savings for me, Because watches, they always go up in price, and I always buy them retail. I have now, I think, over 20 watches, like good watches, So yeah, I love them and I wear them and don't put them in the same box somewhere. I have 4 of them here lying in my villa, just like everywhere on tables.
What's your favorite timepiece you have?
I like RM. I have the Italy one, Russian mill. It's like 28 grams. It's very, very light, and you don't even feel it on your hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I have the Platinum Daytona.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just ordered it, the Platinum Daytona.
What dial do you have?
I had the Arabic dial before. I sold it for a very cheap price, actually. And I just bought the normal one. So,
okay.
And I will get it in a month or something. And I just ordered the AP. I will get
the Royal Oak?
Yeah, the Royal Oak.
Yeah.
Very beautiful one, yeah. So I love watching them.
Man, you just opened yourself up to a whole watch community that's out here that's like going to be screaming Ali Bilal. Dude, I used to own a luxury watch brokerage, so that's why I love timepieces. Yeah, and the human ingenuity that goes into and the craftsmanship that goes into timepieces is just amazing. You know, that we can sit down and actually craft this and to keep accurate time, perpetual calendars, you know, all that stuff.
For me, actually, I don't even know. Like, they're not even set on time. You know, just like the weather.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I know. I always watch on my phone.
You have your cell phone for time. Right.
I always watch on my phone. I just love it because for me, it's also very easy to like, you have a watch. It's a lot of money and it's cash and you can use it anywhere in the world.
Mhm.
You can just go and sell it and you get almost the same amount of money and sometimes you can get even more, you know? So
Yep.
it's a good investment. It's a good thing to have. And you never know what can happen with you like anywhere in the world, right? And you just have the watch and you sell it and you cash out the money. For me, I have it more for that reason than, you know, I started for that, but then I kept buying and it's a stupid habit, right? It doesn't stop. And I hate selling watches. I hate selling them. So you keep buying them and you have, you know, there's time you have so many. You're like, shit, I need to get rid of them.
When you first purchased your, you know, a luxury timepiece, a true luxury timepiece, what was the feeling like coming from your background and that experience? Like, how did you feel in that moment? Do you recall it?
I used to sit like this all the time. anyone I met, I used to sit like this. Yeah, I just bought it honestly to just show off. You know, you're young and you want to show off, and you know it's a lot of money, right? And
Yeah.
I just honestly, I just bought it to show off, and then I just fell in love with it. I didn't even knew what I was buying. I just went into a Rolex shop, I remember, and I asked for like whatever they had. They're like, which model you want? You this or that, you know? And I just said, what do you have available? And I just bought one of the ugliest Rolexes. And, you know, and I just had it and I would show off so much with it. And everyone would be like, it's fake, it's fake, it's fake. No one said it's real. Now, like, shit, it doesn't matter, right? You can wear a fake one, it's the same thing. All the friends I would see are like, I see him bought it for 12K. They're like, no, it's fake. Okay.
You're going to get that from time to time, but you hit it head on. It's a wearable commodity, and that's awesome. So you're already thinking like, well, you're in the state of thinking like an investor, which is great. Another quick question I have for you is, from the businesses that you have right now and the relationships you have, what else do you have lined up, from a business opportunity that you kind of are eyeing right now? What's top of the list?
Honestly, I would like to have like something long term, something that is 100% that, like more like, you know, real estate. I went to see some land here the other day. Maybe open like kind of resort kind of thing with like, you know, villas inside, resort, gym, a spa, a club or whatever, you know, like everything in one place. So yeah, that's like the next call one. We've done with the Olympia and everything. Want to have something like that. So just like I come here, I have my own business, and you know I can also stay there and enjoy and have a good time. You know that brings in money because I think real estate is the only like real, you know, thing to invest in, which holds the value for very long term. And that's why I learned a lot from Chris too. And recently to real estate, there's a lot of partners. I think he advised me to like invest in real estate.
That's
As much
that's
profit as I can.
Bali, I was going to say Bali's the best place in the world to do something like that.
Yeah,
Like the
it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
like I went to, for example, I went to Obsidian the other day to train. I was actually with Isai, and just looking around because I was at Obsidian before they moved to the new place, and what they've done to it, the place, like boys, like gyms here aren't just gyms. Gyms here are like all inclusive facilities. You've got your recovery centers, you've got your swimming pools, you've got your gyms, you've got your cafes. It's all in one. So to do something like that,
hot
like,
here.
hey,
You gotta come over, bro. We need to get hot here. Like,
I know, bro.
Trouble, you need to come here, bro. Like, you're gonna love it, man. And
yeah.
you have all the athletes coming here training at the gym, and I'm sure everyone will know you for sure. You know.
How far away are you from Christian?
He's in Jakarta. He's in the big city.
Big city. Does he ever come down to Bali, or you just go up there?
Yeah, he was here like 2 days ago. He was here in Bali. Jakarta is like New York, you know. There's nothing. It's like just business and everything and companies. But Bali is a very chill vibe. Everyone is so slow here. You order food, you have to wait like 2 hours before you can get your meal. like very relaxing. And you
Sounds
would
like a
love
dream.
it, bro. You just come here, you sit in beautiful weather. No one is stressing. No one is like wearing expensive clothes or driving luxury cars. And you see millionaires just sitting on a scooter, just biking around wearing shorts. It's beautiful.
I've been telling the boys all week. We got to do a boys trip here. I mean, I know for the boys to fly to Australia, it's too far. So if we can meet in the middle and everyone just meets in Bali, hey, you've invited us over to your pad now, so we'll go kick it with you as well.
You guys should come over, have 4 rooms extra, I think. I've actually never been to the upstairs room. I was thinking yesterday I should go up to check it out. But you guys
Make sure the roof's still there.
That's how big it is. Like he's like, I don't even have time to go.
I swear to God, yesterday my friends came over. They were like, "Oh my God, you got a very scary room upstairs." I'm like, "Shit, is there a room?" Like I never. I know there's stairs upstairs, but I've like everything settled down here. So you guys are welcome to come here and stay in my place.
Honored. Thank you.
Thank you,
that.
bro.
Yeah. Who do you like working out with? You work out with Isa?
Sometimes, but I like to train alone because I train very intense, like very, very quick and very heavy, and I don't like take out weight to someone and put weights. Because a lot of the time, I'm pretty strong in training, and if I train with someone else, maybe they're not as strong as me, or maybe they're stronger, I don't know. But most of the time, like I train very heavy, and then you have some guy that's like never pushed that much weight and want to show off and don't want to be that, because we have the man thing and also we have the alpha. So they want to show off and they want to train as heavy as you. And I'm always afraid that someone's going to get injured because of that. So I try to train myself. I hate doing ego training,
Yeah. Do you find that really to pack on the size and the look that you have is a direct contribution to the amount of weight that you push, the heavy weight, as opposed to lower weight, higher reps?
For sure. Like the heavier you go, the most you improve. Like my back was ridiculous. 3 years ago, it was stupid. It didn't even look good, bro. I had no density, no width to my back. And you guys saw it this year at the Olympia. It was so much improved. It's just like the heavy training. And I think the heavier you go, the more you improve. It's just because the body gets used to the amount of weight that you do like all the time, and you don't improve. So you always need to go higher and higher and higher. So you can really feel it. And when you feel the weight, when it's heavy, then you actually train. There's no point in coming out of the gym if you still feel fresh,
Yeah.
You got to be dizzy, when you come out of the gym.
What exercises are you doing or have done in order to improve your back? Because it really came up in a short period of time. I saw you doing weighted pull-ups. What else have you touching?
I love to do like low row and, like lat pull down, like one arm, like really for the lats. But most of the time, like a lot of row exercises, but most of the time, like low row and, barbell row and, machine row or cable row, everything with rows. But that really brings in the density. And the slower you go, the more heavier you go and more control over the weight. So like when you go to yourself, you hold it, really squeeze it, slower, let it go back. That really, you feel it in the muscle, you feel it burning. And when it hurts, it works.
How long are you in the gym for?
50 minutes.
50 minutes. Okay. Yeah. So
I
you're getting
go
in like,
I don't do stretching. I don't do anything, bro. Like I just go straight in. It's like one lightweight exercise.
the joys of being 30.
I was telling Derek Lunsford, I trained with him and he used to do like 25, 30 minute stretching, bro, like warm up slowly. I'm like, bro, that's my whole exercise, like done. I'm that tired. I go in, like if I have to train chest, I do like 2 sets of push-ups, and I'm good to go. Like I think the whole chest is warmed up. And then I have to do if I have to do back, I do pull-ups, like 1 set or 2 sets. And I'm good to go, then I don't want to do because it takes so much energy and time. And I just go all in, and I've never been injured in my life, thank God. I've never had any injury, and I don't want one. I think my body is used to it, Also, I've never gotten, yesterday I was telling a friend of mine, I said, I've never had a massage, I never get massages, maybe like once 6 months or something. Because my body don't know it exists, so it's pretty cool. Like it's okay with it. Like okay, come from Afghanistan. What is massage?
I need it.
Oh, we go all in.
But nah, at least I know I'm doing something right going to gym and not stretching. Because I agree, man. Like I see people in the gym like stretching for 30 minutes, and I'm like, man, I'd be so bored doing that for 30
I,
minutes. Like,
I
give
lose
me the weights.
motivation, bro. I lose
Yeah.
motivation. Like when I go in, I need to go all in. Like, when I have to stretch so long, I act like, and I lose focus. So I go in, I put music, I take so much pre-workout, like 3 portions. Normal people take one, I take 3 just to go all in, and I get this kick, and I'm like 100%. And then like 50 minutes later, I'm out. I don't talk to anyone. I don't look at my phone. I don't do messages. I don't reply to anything. I don't even look at my Instagram because it takes your attention away. Like when you're focused and you take your phone and you want to look in your Instagram, and that 10 seconds you want to look at the Instagram, it takes you like 3 minutes,
Yeah.
reply to a message, and then you lose it completely. I want to be locked in like 50 minutes and I go all in. But now that I'm off season, I don't really go that intense. I train with friends every train. Yesterday I went in, I just do like 3 sets and that's it. And I went to the sauna and I chill a little bit.
What music are you listening to when you're working out in the intense stage? It's you're 5 months before the what's Ali got on the playlist?
Honestly, like whatever, because me and my wife, we have like a Spotify account like together. Whatever
Yeah.
she's listening to, and I just click on and I really go all in. Sometimes like some lady singing very sad song, but completely loud.
But that's what I'm doing. I'm listening to
Oh,
Adele. I'm listening to Adele top set.
My God, what's
works-
up with you guys?
Whatever works, bro. Like
100%. Hit you right in the feels. Whatever it
I have
takes to
to
hit that
listen to,
PB.
like, I have to listen to intense music, like hip hop, deep house, Afro house, EDM, something like. I need the driving.
But did you guys
force.
notice, like, actually, like, the music is just like a noise? You actually never listen to it when you're training. I never listen to it,
Yeah.
It's just in
Yeah,
the
that's right.
background, and it doesn't matter what language they're singing. It's just the beat
That's
that
right.
you just that it stops all the noise around you. You actually never listen to it. Then when you're done, you don't even know how many songs have you listened to. Yeah, we
true.
don't listen to it because it's just to like to stop all the background noise. So it doesn't matter what you listen to. Maybe the first song to lock in, but after that it doesn't matter what you listen to. You're just so in your training.
I'm telling you,
That's-
I was listening to you boys might know Kerry Hilson, the old school
Yeah.
R&B.
Yeah.
I remember her song with T.I. think it's called Knock You Down or something. I did a 1-hour session with that song on loop.
On
and
loop?
I didn't even realize. I got out of the gym. I'm like, hang on a second. I started with this song. Then I realized it had like this Spotify loop. And I'm like, I got to make sure that's turned off next time.
Yeah.
What's on for tonight, Ali? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym now, do some back training again to improve and to beat Ryan. Every time I do a set, I think about Ryan. I'm like, here we go, Ryan. Turn to the back, like go
What do you, when you tan, I notice, certain things that kind of separate you from other athletes is your tan and your polish when you step on stage. And it's almost like you have great muscle bellies, but it's almost like you purposefully intensify the tanning between the muscle bellies to accentuate them even more. It almost looks like, and then it's almost like you have a different golden glaze on you, than other athletes. What type of tan are you using? Is it pro tan? Is it something else? What are you using?
So here is the tips for everyone. Okay. Now I don't want to share this with you guys, but now that we're here, fuck it, right? To have the perfect tan, you need to have like 0 oil on your body, right? Like that we all know.
Mhm.
So the tan actually go into like the skin, and
Right.
you look kind of different, but you don't have to sweat and nothing, right? What you can do the best to really your skin can absorb the tan. The night before or before the tanning, you take a shower with what is it called? The one that you wash dishes with, that green
Dishwashing
thing,
liquid.
that green thing, because that soap is made to remove oil from all the oily plates and stuff, right?
The
When you
palm olive,
wash, when you wash your skin with that, with the dishwashing product, it actually dries out your skin like crazy. And then when you put a spray tan on it, it really absorbs because the skin is so dry. It goes into the skin and you look so clean because the skin is not going to be oily for the next day. And you need to wash it like 2 times. First scrub it and then you wash it with that soap. And believe me, it works so good. And you look so clean and so dry, and you don't have any oil and not gonna, like, of course, if you sweat, you sweat, but it doesn't look like sweating this shiny thing, You look very like grainy, dry.
You know what you've just done, Ali? I was going to say palm olive stocks have just gone through the roof now because everyone's just stocking up on palm olive.
No, but that thing works. I swear to God, this is like the best thing I've ever did. I had told Chris, when Fareed was competing, his son, he did the Toronto show and he did the pre-judging and he called me. He was like, his tan, he's like, what do you think about his tan? I'm like, not good. Go do this. Go wash it off with that thing and go tan again. And he was like, perfect, He looked completely different than when he spoke at. So it works.
You don't do the
Because it takes all the oil from all the dishes. You know how disgusting the dishes are? And when you wash it, it's completely dry, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it does the same thing with your skin.
You don't do the pre-tan, like go out in the sun, grab some sun real quick, and then come back, maybe a couple of days later and then start tanning. You don't do that routine.
I am born pre-tan, So, so the difference is minimum. You can just put an extra layer and you will have someone who tanned every day for a whole month and suffered in the sun. You will have the same results if you just put one extra layer. Well, it doesn't make any difference. You can be as white as possible and just put an extra layer and you get brown, almost as brown as anybody. So that's not really going to make a difference. It's just how the tan sit on your skin. That's the most important thing. You don't have to be brown to look good on stage because everyone is same color.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to go darker, you just put an extra layer. I think for me, 3 layers are perfect. So the night before, morning of the show, and then just right before the show. Yeah, like two of the like overnight tans, like the night before, and the morning one need to be overnight, and then the one before stage that's like the quick one that dries very fast. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. There's some secrets for everyone. Either NPC amateurs or some pros. They're all going to be taking the Ali Bilal seekers moving into next season.
It works. And what I've noticed, a lot of the dark skin guys, they just do 1 layer and it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
I think everyone need to have like two layers. It looks great.
There you go. Hart, what do you got? With your father?
Yeah, I got a question, Ali. Obviously, brother, you probably think your physique is one of the best looking physiques on that O stage, but when you look around backstage, is there any individual in particular where you're like, damn, if I didn't have my physique, like his is sick?
I swear to God, I think every dude looks sick backstage, because you don't see yourself. There's no mirror so you can look at yourself until you go and just really look in the mirror, pose in the mirror. But when you just look at everyone is so damn good. You're like, shit, how they decide? But then when you go on stage, it's different. Right? When you see the pictures, it's different. But backstage, everyone, when they're relaxed, like they're palm, they're dry, they're like tan perfectly. And everyone's men's physique, of course, they're all good looking guys. Like, you're like, shit, man, like they all look so perfect. Like, how is this guy not winning the Olympian? But then when they come on stage and it's kind of changed everything, right? But to me, like first time I did the Olympia, like, shit, this guy's going to win. And that guy's going to win. Some guys were like last call out guys. I'm like, shit, this guy can win, Because all of these guys are actually very, very, very good. They're all elite guys. Everyone had won a show to qualify. So none of these guys are amateur guys. They're crazy good, And when you look at them backstage and you're like, shit, like anyone can win. But when it comes on stage and, small things that separate you from like the rest and, separate the first call out from the rest. I think it also has a lot to do with the confidence on stage. It's a huge factor, because when you come on stage, there's so many guys coming in. You need to have something wow, Like something wow, I don't mean like, having the blue or pink hair, that's not going to separate you from someone else. You're not just going to look like a joker. But I think having the positive energy, because when you walk into a room and someone come into a room, like a full room, and that person have a positive energy, you can feel that energy, right? It's the same with the person on stage. You come in like a lot of public, and the way you walk, the way you look at, confidence you have, the energy. It's not cockiness, it's confidence. It's two different things. You can do this shit and be cocky, but you can also come on stage with very positive energy that you want to be there, not be nervous. It doesn't matter what happens. You just come in there, you enjoy, you smile, you do your pose, you're done. You don't overdo anything, and it's gonna separate you. It's a very small, because how do you decide between 70 guys and we already know who's gonna be top 8 next year, right? We already know. We already have the top 10. Honestly, top 15. So to jump in from the 70 or 60th guy to that top 10, how do you do that? Like, you need to really pick out like a top guy to go in that top 10, right? And for that, you need to be different than everybody else. Why would they choose you over, let's say, any good Brazilian guy or Diego or anyone? So you need to have something like self-confidence, but in a good way, and shine on stage, because all these guys have actually won shows. And this year is going to be even better because everyone have won 2 shows. So everyone have proved themselves twice that they're worthy of being on that big stage. So everyone need to be 100%. And of course, everyone is going to be confident on stage. But you need to be so positive and so stress-free. When you come on that stage, you shine that positivity, you shine that confidence, When I did my first show in Italy, my first show, and I loved it so much, I waited for that moment to be a pro and to go on stage. And I went on stage and Tyler was judging and I won the show. It was my first show, It was like, wow, And I went to Tyler and he was like, I've never seen you before. I'm like, I just turned pro like a few months ago. And he was like, you're going to do great. Just because I loved it so much, even if I was like 7th, 8th place, I would still have the same energy and the same, You come on stage, the way you come on stage, it's different. You look different from everybody else because you have that positive energy. So I think, to answer your question, I think everyone backstage looks like they're going to win the Olympia.
Sick.
That's what I think,
Yeah, I think the same thing. I think the exact same thing back there, Ali.
And that's the thing. It's so tight. It's so tight between, in the top 10, the top 15. It's like splitting hairs sometimes. When you look at them, yes, everyone's got their strong points. Yes, everyone got their flaws. But when you put, you're all great athletes, great Olympians at the highest level for a reason. And, it's only, like I said, splitting hairs when it gets to that level of bodybuilding. So, yeah, I agree with you, man. Like, it'll be so hard to pick out.
It's a minimum thing. I think that if I would give advice to like a good guy, someone who has a good physique, that is just right after the top, like, the top 15 or top 10, and he's right out the top 10, maybe, someone who was 14th or 15th, he's not well known, or someone who was 17th or 18th, My advice would be like to do like big shows and stand next to like big guys, stand next to Aaron, Brandon, me, or whoever, if Ryan ever competes. So then you really give yourself a chance to be seen next to the top guy. And if you're even close to that guy, they're going to put you at the Olympia next to that person, maybe, or at least I give you the top 10. So last year when I did the Pittsburgh Pro, New York Pro, it was a huge risk for me because I was like, I'm not going to win any of these shows. If I don't win, at least they're going to see me again, right? And I did these shows and I was 100% and I won it. And I won Pittsburgh. I was like, oh shit, now we qualified, done. Stop, don't do New York. What if you get second? I'm like, if I can't win New York, I can't win Olympia. So for me, the goal was not to go to the Olympia, to be top 10 or top 15. That's my goal. No, my goal was always to win the Olympia. I never competed to be top 10 at the Olympia.
And you kind of took my second question. My next question was actually going to be, if you hit the stage this year in 2026 and someone beats you that's not Ryan Terry, how does that impact the Ali Bilal brand? And where does that put your mind in that, where does it put your mindset at that point going into the Olympia?
Look, we need to be realistic, right? If I'm 100% and I'm only in a peak 100%, someone beat me and I get 4th or 5th or 6th, and that's my absolute best. There's no point in keep trying and again because you're never going to come back. You're never going to win it again, right? Because if you're already at your best, then I'm going to accept that. And if I want to keep competing and I want to keep being fourth, I'm going to keep competing. But if I say my goal is to win the Olympian, I'm never going to win it. What's the point, right? You need to be realistic with yourself. And if you can see you can win, I can see right now I can win, right? Because it's very close. And I've already beaten 4-time Olympia, 2-time Olympia, 1-time Olympia. So I'm only one guy to beat, and that's it. And if I end up in 6th this year or 5th this year, I'm going to see the guys who beat me. I'm going to see, like, can they improve next year more? And can I improve more than them? And if I cannot, and if they're going to beat me again one more time or again and again and again, and I'm going to be 5th and 6th and 7th all the time, I might think, okay, I'm going to be happy with being 5th because I love competing. I'm going to keep competing. But I'm not going to go with the hope next year, shit, I'm going to take my title again and I'm going to be 2nd again or 1st again. I don't know. It's a good thing to have, that mindset, that hope that you're going to go and pin it there. But sometimes you need to be realistic with yourself and see how far you can go, I think it helps you a lot to not be disappointed at the greatest level, like, because bodybuilding can be very tough, especially after the show. A lot of people don't realize this. After the show, it can be so tough. And every guy want to cry, want to need a hug backstage. I swear to God, every guy that is out of top 15 at the prejudging needs a hug, want to really cry. I know that because it happened to me 2 years ago. They want to cry. They need a hug because they worked so hard for that one moment and they're not there, So to keep yourself, like to save yourself from that thing, the mindset needs to be, I was 25 last year. I was like 5th call out. If I'm 4th call out, I'm happy. I know everyone wants to win and everyone should believe in themselves and go for the win. But you need to be realistic. If you're top 5, you should go and say, fuck it, I'm going to win, You have all the right to say that. But to save yourself from the disappointment, you need to do it to enjoy the show. Because at the end of the day, it's not in your hand to decide. It's not that you can punch someone or run for past or you can win it. It's not in your power. All you can do is to smile, eat perfectly, listen to your coach, go on stage, wear shorts, smile, and that's it. It's on them. They want you to win or not. You cannot do anything about it. And you shouldn't be ashamed if you don't win. You shouldn't feel bad. You shouldn't feel like you're disappointed people because it is what it is. It was not in your power, right? And I think a lot of people, they get very depressed from that when they don't win. Someone who was like last year in top 5 and got out of the top 5, like Brandon was 3rd. He must have felt bad. And I'm not saying this because I don't have any hate against Brandon, but just like, can you imagine being in that person's shoes, like how he must have felt? We don't see that, right? And then after the show, you get off all the hormones, all the gear, but your hype was all the way like you have so much energy, so much crazy stuff like with all the hormones, and then suddenly you stop everything and you feel like shit anyways. And then you also have lost the show. You feel 10 times more worse. And then people go on social media and they say, oh, that guy looked like shit. That guy was holding water. And that person see those videos too. And it affects them like 10 times more than it should have affected them. So for me, I would say to every athlete who doesn't win, in bodybuilding, there's no winning or losing. It's just like placements, right? We don't lose. You lose only if it's a one-on-one game and someone knock you out and you lose. You don't lose in bodybuilding. I think if someone don't place high, we should not be disappointed. We should just enjoy the moment after the show and say, fuck it, it is what it is. I want to do it next year. I want to do better, and that's it. Shut down all the noise around you and not focus on the negativity.
Yeah.
Not look at anything, right?
I think that's really good advice, even for the amateurs climbing up the ranks, because I know, myself being an amateur as well, like I've seen it backstage as well, where people get so distraught. And what you said about just enjoying the moment and enjoying the love for bodybuilding, like you're right. We see what we see, through the streams and what we see live on the Olympia stage, but no one actually knows what's going on behind the scenes. So to have the amateurs also know that the Olympians are going through the exact same battles, the exact same demons post show. It's really, really good advice for them to take on board as well.
Let me tell you something, bro. Like, this is very important. I swear to God, I'm saying this. I swear on my mother, I swear to God, I swear to everything that I have. There is no happiness, even if you're at the top. Even if you win the Olympia, you don't get happy from that. Happiness comes from within your heart and your brain. It's here. It's not, I'm not happy when I get second. I'm not like jumping around. I'm just sitting here and living my life. You need to be happy with yourself, with how you feel. It doesn't matter. Some position being 15th or 18th, it doesn't, tell you if you're good enough or not. That will never make you happy. We see the circle with the bodybuilding. A lot of athletes, you do a regional show, you get second, you want to go again, you want to win, you win the show, you're like, oh shit, I won the regional show, I'm going to pro qualifier. You go to a pro qualifier, you get second in your class. Next year, you're like, shit, if I win my class, then it will be good enough. You win your class and you go to the overall, you just lose the overall. You're like, if I win my pro card, I'll be very happy. You win your pro card. The first thing comes to your mind, the minute you're down the stage, you take your pro card, you think about the next pro show. You're not happy, you don't enjoy the show. You don't enjoy your pro card. The minute you decide the pro show, you go to the pro show, you get 10 plays. You're like, shit, I need to win this pro show, win the show. It takes you 2-3 years to qualify for the Olympia. You finally, the moment is there, you qualify, you win the Olympia. The minute you step off the stage, you're like, shit, how am I going to place at the Olympia? That's what you think. You don't enjoy all the things that you have wished for. You got everything and you don't enjoy it. You go to the Olympia, you get fifth call out. You're like, shit, how must the guy feel was first call out? That's what I want. It takes you 5 years to be at the first call out. But in the meantime, we lost 8 years of your life, 8 years of happiness. You could have enjoyed every moment while you were doing it. So the happiness is not, there's always going to be something better. There's always going to be someone better than you. There's always going to be someone prettier, someone more successful, someone more smarter. It's always. So be happy with what you have. Even if you last call out at an amateur show, be happy with it that you could have that long. And someone needs to be last anyways, right? You cannot all win. They cannot only make gold medals for everyone. So yeah.
Amazing.
Great advice. Ali, you sure you're just pushing 30 over there? You sure you're not like 40, 45 out here with wisdom? Guy.
No, but I learned from life, bro. Like, I come from nothing, and my goal was always to have, to have a passport, so I could travel with this thing I dreamed of my whole life. So just I could sit in a plane and then, one day fly business class, first class every day. I wanted to only a passport, and now I can fly this, but I'm still chasing more and more and more. And at the end, it's never enough for human being. You can be so successful, and you can still want more and chase more. You know how successful, how lucky all of us are. You guys are just born with a passport. You can travel anywhere in the world. You know how many millions of people would die for what you have?
Oh,
millions of people are not even allowed to leave their country not because they don't have money, because they don't have a passport. But the passport doesn't allow them to go anywhere. We are born with I think 5% of the world's population will have this kind of, freedom. This is really a huge thing. You can go anywhere, have a job, still make $2,000-$3,000 a month. People work for like $50 a month. We should be so grateful for what we have, but we always chase more and more and more, and we always want more and more.
It's the endless evolution of health, right? Yeah.
We always need, for us to be grateful, we need to look to the people who are under us, not above us, because above us there's no limit. If you look at the people who are under us, you get grateful and you're like, shit, I have a lot to realize. But if you want to look at the people above you, there's no limit to that, and you're going to be depressed as hell.
Bro, I think you've had one of the greatest impacts on our division. Jeremy Buendia is obviously up there in terms of massive impact and stuff, but there's very few athletes, period, in all of bodybuilding. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Ronnie Coleman, maybe, of course, that have had an impact that resonates beyond just them, but into generations to come. And I feel like, and I can see that your impact is going to hit people like that. Even though you haven't even won yet, you still have won because of where you've come from and what you've beaten to get here. And that story is something that the vast majority of people resonate with and get around because of the hardships that they've had and have to deal with. Humble beginnings to gain. I know personally, I know hard, feel like all of us have had moments, and we've spoken about this off air and whatnot, about, challenges that we've had to overcome in our own personal lives, which is why we're all cut from the same cloth. And we see you in the same way. So definitely, you're one of the boys now.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, you're definitely one of the
Means a
boys
lot.
over here.
Means a lot, man. Means a lot. And I listen, like last year, like this year, I mean, not before the Olympia. I just want to create hype for the thing. I hope people don't misunderstand this with me being arrogant and cocky. It's not it. I
And
just wanted
Brandon,
to.
a few
I
times.
just, yeah, I just want to wake up these guys, man. Like, come on,
Yeah.
it needs to be more fun than this. So it's not that deep, man. It's just not very deep. We just need to take our clothes off and go smile in front of a few dudes. That's it. It's not that tough. Like, come on, we bring in some hype for the division. And it helped a lot. I think it was pretty interesting, Olympia, right?
Absolutely. I feel like the men's physique division was the one that everyone had their eyes on. I feel like from every other division as well. Like, we saw battles, of course, but the excitement, the hype, the anticipation behind, what you were bringing to that Olympia stage this year was just something different. And if the pay-per-views went up, we can all thank you. I think the Olympia crew can thank you for that one.
Thank you, man. Thank you. No, it was never like intention was never like to disrespect anyone or to not be arrogant or anything. It was really the truth with me, because I feel like men's physique has been such a like boring division, to be honest, because there was no hype in it, right? And you need to create hype and you need to create yourself, because drama is actually that brings in money. And it doesn't have to be bad drama, right? Everyone is allowed to say their opinion. And as long as you don't disrespect someone else, you can talk as much shit about yourself as you want. And if your shit talk doesn't matter, no one will listen to it. But if people are listening, it's working. So if that thing is going viral, it's working, right? So,
Absolutely.
I think people love it. People love to hear, like, as I said, if people love you, they will come. If people love the talk, they will come watch you. They will buy the pay-per-view, and they will want you to win and see that what you said. But if people hate you, they will also buy the pay-per-view and watch you and come see your account, how you look, and still, see you lose. But in both scenario, you get the views, you get the hype, and people watch you. And if you're like a good person, after that, all these people who want to see you lose become your fans, right? So
Win-win.
good situation.
Hard,
Yeah.
you have anything?
No, as usual. I'm just soaking all this good stuff up. I've talked to Ali a few times, and I'm glad you guys are getting a chance to connect with him on here. Ali, I'm gonna come down there. I'm telling you. I don't know what I need to work out, but I would love to be down there. I know.
Take a risk like me, bro. Just take the flight and take your passport and come here. Every door will open for you. I swear to God. Opportunities will come. Don't overthink it. When you overthink it, it's not gonna happen, because you're gonna start doubting. You'll be like, what if I can't pay the rent? What if this happened? What if that happened? But if you just come here, you will figure it out. You will figure it out. There's always a way. Like, we human beings, we always find a way.
Spot on.
Hey, Ali, as you continue your journey leading up to the O, we want some exclusive interviews with you, my friend. Do you mind?
I'm free. I'm free every day. I have a very free life. No plans, no schedules, no calendar, no nothing, no meetings. Free every day.
So we're having it
Maybe just different time zones, but I'm always free.
Do you?
All right.
Last question for me right before we hop off. Do you take naps after every workout, or do you just sleep in the evening one time and that's?
I swear to God, I have like 0 schedules. I don't plan. If I'm tired right now, I feel like jumping in the water, and I'm going to do that right after the call. And if I feel sleeping, I sleep. And if I feel waking up, I don't even know what day it is today. I don't even know what date it is, and I actually don't care. I sleep when I'm tired. I wake up when I'm fresh. Yeah. Yesterday, I slept until 4:30 in the afternoon. So I just live a very free life, and thank God for that I can do that. So I actually enjoy it to the fullest, and I do that. I don't
Keeps
stress myself. Like when I'm tired, I sleep. When I feel like going partying, I party. When I feel like eating cheat meal, I eat. So I go with the flow.
He's living the life. He's living the dream.
I go with the flow, bro. No stress.
That's awesome.
That's it for me, brother. Ali, thank you so much for taking the time, bro. This is great.
I'm great talking to you guys. Thank you.